The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 5, the Beatitudes. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain. He sat down, and his disciples gathered around him. Then he began to speak, and this is the teaching he gave them. Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, they shall be comforted. Blessed are the gentle, they shall possess the land. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall find mercy. Blessed are those with a pure heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are those who work for peace, they shall be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for the cause of justice, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and speak all kinds of evil against you because you are my followers. Be happy and glad, for a great reward is kept for you in heaven. This is how they persecuted the prophets who lived before you. The similes of salt and light. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how can it be made salty again? It has become useless. It can only be thrown away, and people will trample on it. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and covers it. Instead, they put it on a lampstand where it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, your light must shine before others, so that they may see the good you do and praise your Father in heaven. On fulfilling the law. Do not think that I have come to take away the law and the prophets. I have not come to take them away, but to fulfill them. I tell you this, as long as heaven and earth last, not the smallest letter, nor the least stroke of the law will change until all is fulfilled. So then, whoever breaks the least important of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be the least in the kingdom of heaven. On the other hand, whoever obeys them and teaches others to do the same will be great in the kingdom of heaven. I tell you then that if you are not more righteous than the teachers of the law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Teaching about anger. You have heard that it was said to our ancestors, "Do not commit murder." Anyone who does commit murder will have to face judgment. But now I tell you, whoever gets angry with his brother deserves to face trial. Whoever insults his brother deserves to be brought before the council. Whoever humiliates his brother, calling him a fool, deserves to be thrown into the fire of hell. So if you are about to offer your gift at the altar and you remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar, go at once and make peace with your brother, and then come back and offer your gift to God. Be reconciled with your opponent promptly before you are summoned to court. Otherwise, he will turn you over to the judge, and the judge will hand you over to the guard, who will put you in jail. There you will stay until you have paid the very last penny. Teaching about adultery. You have heard that it was said, "Do not commit adultery." But I tell you, anyone who looks at a woman with the intention of possessing her has in fact already committed adultery with her in his heart. So if your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It is much better for you to lose a part of your body than to have your whole body thrown into hell. If your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is much better for you to lose a part of your body than to have your whole body thrown into hell. Teaching about divorce. It was also said, anyone who divorces his wife must give her a written notice of divorce. But I tell you, if a man divorces his wife for any cause other than unfaithfulness, he causes her to commit adultery. And a man who marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Teaching about oaths. You have also heard that it was said to our ancestors, Do not break your oath. An oath sworn to the Lord must be kept. But I tell you, do not take oaths. Do not swear by the heavens, for they are God's throne, nor by the earth, because it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, because it is the city of the great King. Do not even swear by your head, because you cannot make a single hair white or black. Say yes when you mean yes, and say no when you mean no. Anything else you say comes from the devil. Teaching about revenge. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, do not oppose evil with evil. If someone slaps you on your right cheek, turn and offer him the other. If someone sues you in a court for your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go 2 miles with him. Give when asked, and do not turn away from anyone who wants to borrow from you. Love for enemies. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be children of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on both the wicked and the good, and he gives rain to both the just and the unjust. If you love those who love you, what is special about that? Do not even the publicans do as much? And if you are friendly only to your friends, what is so exceptional about that? Do not even the Gentiles do as much? For your part, you must be perfect in the way your heavenly Father is perfect.